Hello everyone, I am FIDE Master Zaur Tekeyev and welcome to my new course about the Lowenthal Sicilian. This course is aimed to be a full repertoire for club players after moves e4 and c5, and in case if you have never played the Sicilian before, this is gonna be definitely good for you because I will cover most of white's options starting after the move 2. And so the core of this repertoire is going to be the Lowenthal Sicilian, as you may have guessed. So the main move on the third is the d4 here for white. So we definitely take it, knight takes d4, and here we play e5. And the Lowenthal starts after knight b5 a6, but let's go a bit back here after e5. This is already a good thing for us that even from my experience, I know that most of club players don't know what to do here with white. They usually go with the knight to b3, and this is pretty easy to explain. When you play something like the knight off, which starts after d6, d4, c takes, knight takes d4, knight f6, knight c3, and you play a6 here, there are many options for white. For example, they go bishop e3, and after e5 here, you see this common pattern already. The move e5 is here. Knight goes to b3 in most of the cases, and the same with many other kinds of Sicilians. So now white is ready to go with queen d2, pawn castle f3, g4, and start the attack against us. Start rolling the pawns towards our king. So this is gonna be very difficult for us to deal with, and we will need to know a lot of theory here to be able to get a real fight. So, and I can say from my experience that white is usually pretty ready for the knight off or the dragon, which starts after move g6 here, because those are like the most popular choices for black. And also white, as you can see, has a very easy plan here how to deal with the knight off or the dragon. Pretty much the same with bishop e3, f3, and starting the attack. So after the move e5, they also can play with knight b3, but here we play knight f6, attacking the pawn on e4. He has to play knight c3 to protect it, and now we have this bishop b4 move. The point is that, not like in knight off, our pawn is not on d6, so we can use this active square for our bishop, and if he goes like bishop d3, protecting the pawn now, we are ready to push in the center with d5 just in one go, not going to d6 but d5, getting more space and getting the initiative already. So here the only scary move for us, knight b5, and you will not see it in every of your games. Many people go wrong already here. But after knight b5 again, the move d6 is the main move. And this is the Kalashnikov system, which is like a brother of the Sveshnikov. Let me show you the Sveshnikov now. After knight f6, white goes with knight c3, and now you go e5, pretty similar to what we saw. And now d6, but yeah, this is the favorite choice of the current world champion Magnus Carlsen nowadays, and it's definitely a good opening choice, but it's quite difficult to play and navigate on the structures. I used to play it in my childhood, and I understand this opening much better now, and I don't think that it was a good choice for me back then. But now, of course, I'm more experienced and I have no problems with those possessions anymore. But I think that the move a6 here is pretty much interesting, and this is also something that refers to what I just said about the Sveshnikov, because here you will get similar positions to the knight off pawn structures, to the Sveshnikov pawn structures, but with much less theory to know and more simple plans to follow. So I think that maybe in future you will be able to start playing the Sveshnikov or the knight off, but this is going to be a good starting point for you, the Lowenthal Sicilian, after move a6. So here white has to play knight d6 check. This was basically the idea of the move knight b5 to provoke us to play d6 here, and now our bishop is going to be a bit bad piece. But we play a6, we want to trade it for the knight. And now the point is that we need to get rid of this queen to complete the development, otherwise we are just bumped. So the old main line was the move queen f6 here, which I was intending to show you in this course, as well as the move queen e7, but then I realized that it probably wasn't necessary. So here there are many interesting lines here and the game goes sharp, but I think that the move queen e7 is going to be enough itself. So let's keep it simple, and the move queen e7 is going to be a good choice for us. This was popularized by Chinese top grandmaster Li Chao a few years ago, and the point is that if he now takes, you are ready to take with your knight, and you develop the piece by this trade. And as you can see, white is not developed yet, and you are now ready to push d5. And if he plays white knight c3, you have some knight b4 ideas to attack this pawn, and it's not so easy for white to protect it. After bishop d3, you can already take there and get some opposite colored bishop endgame, or start pushing with d5, trying to get some initiative, or maybe you can play like d6, b5, trying to get more typical endgames. And this endgame occurred in the game between Magnus Carlsen and Timur Rajabov, and Timur Rajabov made a draw here as black without any problems, so this is not going to be something that you should be afraid of. The main battle goes after queen d1, where I think that if we can play like this, for example, and get this kind of the main line. So this is pretty similar to the Sveshnikov or to the knight of pawn structures, and you will try to play usually on the king side here and try to attack, while white is going to play on the queen side usually. And yeah, you have a pair of knights and he has a pair of bishops, but from my own experience I know that it's not so easy to play with bishops in such positions. Like, I will explain it later in the video about this exact variation and explain you all of the plans here, but here I just wanted to give you an overview of the variation. And it's definitely a rare option, but it's absolutely playable, and I hope that you will like playing it. And also there is some more things from my experience. Just many people are afraid of going to the main lines in the Sicilian, going with d4, so they will try to play something else, and all of the lines, all of the sharp possibilities that you usually learn, they often just becomes not necessary for you, like just a waste of time. So here I tried to find a line that wouldn't be a waste of time for you and also would be quite useful for your common middle game and end game understanding. So I think this one is gonna be very good for you to choose, and then I decided to show you also how to deal with all of the other options for white. So if he plays with bishop b5, we will deal with it as well. What to do if he goes with knight c3 here. For example, I will suggest this move e5 now. So this is also the main choice of the world champion Magnus Carlsen, and he won a lot of fine games here as black. And also the Alapin is probably one of the most common choices at club level, and also some Smith-Morra gambit or the win gambit, the close Sicilian, everything. I tried to keep it simple and show you more ideas here than certain lines, so you would get the understanding how to deal with all of the options and play the Sicilian and finally become a good Sicilian player and enjoy this great opening without knowing much of a theory of those sharp, precise moves when your king is running in the center. So what's good about the Lowenthal again, that you're not going to be under attack here. Instead, it's going to be more like a positional or a bit of tactical battle, but it's definitely something that I think you would enjoy playing. So I hope you liked it and see you in the next videos. Bye.